Yes, indeed. Welcome to the morning run, the latest and greatest in sports, entertainment, and culture. I'm Big Dog Chico. This is my main man, Uncle Neely. We about to get it in. Let's go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is right now. But you're joining and you're watching the morning run. I'm your host, Big Dog Chico, and Uncle Neely is right here with me. Everybody's uncle. What's happening with the J hat on? What's up with you?
Shit, chilling. Hey, I know
Chilling.
everybody. I look a little dark out there. My lighting is off. I got some natural sunlight coming in from behind me on the side of me. I just can't fight that sun today. But I'm here. I look like I'm in the witness protection program, but
It's all good.
I'm in this thing. I think Deuce Scoop eczema flared up like he running behind.
Yeah, he might be coming. He's just a little bit late, scratching up some. But let's make sure. Matter of fact, I might need to check myself and make sure I got Duke's set up right as far as his monetization. Because first thing he come on, he gonna say, "Hey, Big Dog, that monetization, the monetization on." Like what? The monetization? Make sure that's all, Big Dog. So shout out to Dukes the Scoop
Shout
and
out to Deuce.
everybody else out there checking in. I think he'll be joining us in a minute, like Unc said. But we are live and in effect right now with the morning run. We got some news and things to cover, like we do each and every show. But Unc, how you doing, man? First of all, talk to me, man. How's it been last few days and everything like that? How you doing?
Man, it's all good, man. Just winding down this time at home. March is upon us. We're on the backside of February now, and spring ball starts in March. So plane ticket purchase, be headed back soon.
Mm. Right now, it is for everybody wondering. It is the 21st of February right now. Spring kicks off March 11th, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got that right in my head. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday practices getting ready to pop off. So you getting back in there and you actually being around. I saw you've been doing, and everybody out there been watching you doing the mic'd up series, the interviews with the guys there on campus. And I think you've been doing it like the DJ Vlad style, where I don't have to actually be there to do an interview. But hell, we got iPads and FaceTimes and stuff like that nowadays. How has that been?
I mean, you tell me. The shit look like it's working to me.
It look like it's working like hell to me.
Like I don't understand it. Stephen A. Smith interview people every day from different places. I can't do it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you working, you having Terrence work with you. He's doing a great job. Just tell us about that dynamic and how has that been working and creating content and continuing to feed the masses out there who all are subscribed to your channel and things of that nature. Talk to me about that.
And I'm laughing because you do it every day.
Yeah, but
Like
I
you
could tell people about it, but people want to hear about it from Uncle Neely also.
literally do it every day. I mean, we live in a world that got technology, man. Like you could be anywhere in the world, via
Right.
Wi-Fi, internet access, and the cloud, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, Coach Prime is the head coach of Colorado football. He in Canton, Texas, right now.
Hmm.
You don't think he's still meeting via Zoom and conducting business?
Exactly.
All you got to
That's
do, man, is work your magic. Like I said, when you watch ESPN, you watch Big Noon Kickoff, whatever show you want to watch. 90% of that stuff is done virtually. They're not flying people all over the world. Certainly love being in Colorado when I'm there for spring ball and there for summer camp and there for fall camp. But it's February. I ain't lifting weights.
Yes, indeed. February. Oh, now Reverend BJ Nelson and everybody else in the chat right now. Get up in the chat. Let us know where you checking
Get
in
up in
from,
the
who's checking
chat.
in, and how you're watching the morning run right now. We're live on all three channels: Dukes the Scoop, Big Dog Chico, and the pregame show. We're also live on the new channel called The Morning Run, where we will be posting all of the clips and things of that nature on the Morning Run channel. So let's get to some comments real quick before we get to all of our different topics we got to get on. Shout out to Goonsville Clothing for show.
Man,
Ejama.
Gainesville, man. I don't think I got unknown Gainesville today.
No Goonsville. Well, I got it on the microphone always. Shout out to Goonsville Clothing. And we always goons, right? Goons got
Always,
goons. As my dog
always.
chose to
Shout out
say.
to Gainesville, man. I
Renee
got to
Rainey, we appreciate you.
get back. I got to go down Colfax and get by the restaurant.
Mm. Yes, Pete's Kitchen.
Yeah, yeah. How was it? You been there? How was it?
I loved it. I love the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I like to go into old type establishments, or not even gonna say old. I'm just gonna say establishments that's been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
has made their mark and has stood the test of time. So Pete's Kitchen is one of those places, man, down there in Denver, Colfax, and you can go in there and enjoy you some good old Greek food, some good old euros as we call them. I ate euros or gyros, as some people might say. I
Man,
ate
they
those.
hey,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
whoever's saying that saying it wrong. Don't encourage that foolishness. No damn
Okay.
gyro.
Yeah, you go in the South somewhere and they'll pronounce it how we see it. That's gyro, but euros as we call them, I love them. We ate them at least 3 or 4 times a week in Europe when I lived out there in Austria. Just go by, pick them up off the side. So I was loving to see that and getting my hands on some of that out there when I was there. So shout out to
Yeah,
Goonsville.
Greek food is some good food, man. I love it as well. Can't wait to get
Hmm.
there, man. Hey, you know what we should do? We should if not doing spring ball during August camp, we should do a live show from Peace.
I've been right off top. You hit it hit the nail on the head right there with the hammer. Okay,
Bow.
give me this text coming in right now. Shout out to Goonsville once again. Douglas catches up in here. Who else? Timothy, Isaac, Nicole up in this thing in the chat. Oh, now Nicholas Braxton.
Great Court, South Carolina. Oh now.
Oh, now Omaha, Nebraska up in this thing.
Oh now it's
Maricopa.
Bumble Clot. Oh now it's Jamaican Bumble Clot. You just said
There you go. There you go. That's like saying wine in New Orleans or Wazam. You heard me?
that damn old now, man. Hey, yeah, you gotta get the old now merch going, Chico. We need the
Got to
old
get
now
the old
merch.
now merch going. It's definitely coming. I was watching the show the other day, and I heard you sneak one in with the oh now. I said it came out naturally. It's coming out naturally now. Uncle gonna be hitting it with the oh now coming soon,
Well,
boy.
hey, when I texted you and I missed the opportunity, I was like, damn, I should have said, oh now. Oh now.
Oh now. I saw people in Duke's chat talking about some oh now. I was like, damn, I wasn't even on here. Okay, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh now, Newton, Texas, East Texas checking in. That Jay had is hidden. Douglas said 51st state. Marty is up there in Canada. Could be the 51st state. All right. Y'all playing around with Big Trump out there now. Big dog Trump.
not big Trump.
Big dog Trump.
Trump say it's the Gulf of America.
Yeah, he came out and said, I'm going to name it something different. Who came up with Gulf of Mexico? No. We ain't going to give it no credit. This is Gulf of America, dog.
You got to work on your Trump impersonation. That was pretty watered down.
No, I ain't working on Trump.
You got Shannon down, but your Trump need a little work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Broomfield, Colorado, not Dennis. Hey man, let's get into some news, dog. I don't know if Duke's going to join us, but it's all good. We up in this thing together. Unc and Chico live once again. Hey, we do this each and every Sunday and Thursday night. Although it wasn't this past Thursday, as we're going through some transitions right now. But hey,
now
we're we're getting in the groove now, baby. We're getting in the groove. Happy Friday, happy Aloha Friday out there. Put some shockers in the chat. Put Aloha Friday in the chat one time. Positive vibes to all in the chat. SoCal checking in. Is it Damon or Damon?
I'm waiting for him to tell you via text. I
What
want
you
to see how
think,
you gonna
Unc?
spell it.
What you think, Unc? Is it Damon or Damon?
I say Damon. I say Daymon. It's Damon, but he probably proper, so it might come back with some French stuff, some Damon.
Damon. I heard he
I
just got out last week.
I know a dude. Leroy. Where I'm from, that's Leroy, and he'll correct you. But no, it's Leroy.
It's Leroy. Man, sit your ass down somewhere. Do some damn push-ups. Talking about some damn Leroy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's now time to get into some actual sports and subjects. You know,
What we
you
got?
guys come here, just
What you
chill
got
with us.
first out the barrel?
First out of the barrel, shooting this gun. We're going to go to HBCU land. And our guy, Deshaun Jackson, making some big moves and big splashes. He already announced his staff earlier, along with Michael Vick, too. Shout out to Mike Vick doing his thing down there in Norfolk State, too. But Delaware State has brought on former NFL running back Clinton Portis, of course, from the U. He will be coaching the running backs at Delaware State for Deshaun Jackson. How big of a move is this to bring on a former NFLer, Clinton Portis? We see Coach Prime doing the same thing, and it's having a big impact. How do you think this is going to impact what Delaware State and Deshaun Jackson is doing up there?
It's huge, man. A lot of the smaller schools, HBCUs, they're kind of defined by a geographic footprint as it relates to recruiting because of budget impact, because of name recognition. And so when you look at you just have a certain region to get the majority of your players from. Anytime you can bring on a brand name like a Clinton Portis, that just expands your reach because now you've taken an audience that may never have heard of Delaware State, but they've heard of Clinton Portis. And so it
Mhm.
expands the brand, if you will. And that's falling short of mentioning the brother knows how to play running back. He knows how to run an organization. He's been a part of organizations. He's been a part of the U. He's been a part of the Washington Commanders, the Redskins, as it was then. And so he knows what football at a high low is supposed to look like, just like his head coach does. So he can come in and hit the ground running and take care, no pun intended, take care of that running back room with the same vision and buy-in that his head coach has for the organization. But when you add a name like that, it just expands your reach. It expands your ability to recruit. Deion Sanders is a household name and a Gold Jacket Hall of Famer and coaching the Power Four. All of those things just expand his reach as well. You're going to see the same thing happen with Delaware, and the same thing happened with Norfolk State with Michael Vick.
Yes, and Clinton Portis was born in Laurel, Mississippi, right? That's the
Yeah,
Mississippi
he
man.
from around here somewhere. He's Mississippi by birth.
All right. Is it Laurel or Laurel? How do you pronounce that?
Laurel.
Laurel, Mississippi
Yeah.
is where Clinton Portis is from. Born in 1981. Of course, he was one of those running backs in Miami, man. That was when he came along. 2001 national championship, and they had Portis, McGahee,
Yeah.
Frank Gore at the same time. Am I missing somebody? Who else was back there?
Yeah, that's enough, ain't it? Like,
Edgerrin James before that. Goodness gracious.
yeah, and they,
It was Walter.
they were loaded like that on defense. You talk about,
Ooh,
if one player doesn't show up, we might not have Dwayne the Rock Johnson as a wrestler. He might have been Dwayne the Rock Johnson, the NFL player. But the
exactly.
defense was so deep, he just kept getting bumped down the roster, and it went into the family business. So man, the
Hmm.
U was deep there, and that's what I mean, Chico. About here's what people don't know about you, Chico. Are they forgetting? You have been filming, music videos for entertainers. You've been doing radio down the hall from Feinbaum and people like that. Like you ain't just popped up with no damn show. And so when you have a certain expertise and ability to navigate in these nuances while producing, it comes from a skill set that's developed over time. That's the
Hmm.
same thing these coaches bring to the table when you hire them. They have been in organization. You look at a Deion Sanders who not only knows marketing and branding in football. Look at the places he's worked. He's worked for the Steinbrenners in New York. He's worked for the Bartolos in San Francisco. He's worked for Jerry Jones and Dallas Cowboys. He's worked for Ted Turner in Atlanta. Like, you don't think he learned something along the way about running an organization and running business
Exactly.
just by the
Like,
places he's been?
yes. It'd be crazy for you to go into a place like that and not get any type of knowledge. Shout out to Wallow267 from $1 Million Worth of Game Show. I was watching his interview with Shannon Sharp, and he said Shannon was asking Wallow about how they get so many brand deals for their podcasts and things like that. Wallow said, "Man, I was able to go to New York and go into the Barstool Sports offices with Dave Portnoy and them. Barstool Sports is huge." He said, for the week I was there, I learned everything I needed to learn about the podcast business because I was attentive and I paid attention to what was going on around me. That was all I needed to know. A week of being there, I learned what I needed to know. So, some people go into situations and don't learn anything. Some people go into a situation and learn everything they need to learn to go and start and do their own thing. And if you're a player and you didn't learn anything from the coaches being around you and going through the process of actually playing, prepping for games and things of that nature, if you didn't learn anything, then I don't know what to tell you. So a guy like Clinton Portis, all pro, national champion. I think he has a lot of things to spread to those kids up there. And like you said, you hit it on the head when you said the recruiting. It expands that recruiting because he's a national brand. And if you don't know Delaware State's name, you know Deshaun Jackson and you know Clinton Portis' name.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
love it.
Just that's something.
Yes, indeed. Let's see here. Make sure you join the conversation. Leave your comments and questions in the chat right now. Let me see if anybody commenting on that right quick. Everybody's saying hello. Go ahead, Chico
What
and
up,
his
Keisha
resident. Okay.
Love? What up, Sabrina? What up, Debbie Garcia? What up, Reverend BJ Nelson?
Reverend BJ Nelson from the Greater Baptist Church of Goodness and Grace
Well, let
out
me
of
tell you
San
something. Let me tell you,
Francisco.
yeah, I ran down Chico's resume. Let me run down Chico's bullshit now.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you what
You ain't gotta
Chico.
highlight that up. You
Let
ain't
me
gotta
tell
give
you
it.
what
You gonna put
Chico
my low
gonna do.
lights on there?
Let me tell you what Chico gonna do. Oh, your lowlights are actually your highlights. Let me, let,
Easy.
me, let me tell you what Chico gonna do. Chico gonna make up something. He gonna make up a middle name for somebody. He gonna make up a church name for somebody. Yeah, I usually go give Rev BJ Nelson a church, man. Name like that.
He's
How you just pick that name?
he's the senior pastor of the Greater Missionary Baptist Church of San Francisco, California, on the east side, the upper east side.
I'm the senior pastor of Bedside Baptist. Mount Nemo Sleep.
Easy.
Pilgrim
Come
is
on
what?
now, dog.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
Rev BJ Nelson, I'm gonna tell you like my uncle told me. He said, as long as Sunday morning come after Saturday night, he ain't gonna be able to make it to church.
Damn. Your uncle was savage, wasn't he?
Yeah, nah, he was a drunk. That's what he was.
This is CBS. Damon said.
Yeah, that's right, David. Yeah, she goes bullshit.
All right, well, we have some no CBS coming up right here then with this news right here because there's going to be allegedly no spring games for Texas, and USC has become the latest college football programs to cancel spring games. Head coach of Texas, Steve Sarkeesian, and we'll get into his extension he just got also. But he said, man, listen, man, we've been playing 30 games the last 2 years. We got over 25 guys getting invited to the combine, and y'all want us to be prepared to play a spring game with the transfer portal rules, and we've been playing all these games already this whole year. You want us to prep for the spring game and put our players on showcase so that other people can try to come and poach them. I don't know, dog. That don't sound like a good deal for me. So Sarkeesian said we're gonna be done with the spring game. And a couple other schools have done the same thing. Do you think there's gonna be a trend in college football with the fact that the playoffs are longer and the transfer portal, and you have a thing called tampering, which is not a thing in college football? Talk to me.
I don't know, what makes something a trend. Like, does 51% of the people have to start doing it for the trend be a trend? So I'm not going to say trend or not, but I am going to say more people are going to do it because I don't think it's a football issue. I think it's a fan issue. I think the fans don't understand or appreciate that a spring game is just practice. You get 15 practices in the spring, and the spring game is just the 15th practice. And if you have a coach, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to have an open practice, that's up to them because it's just that. It's just practice.
Yeah.
Now, you have other programs because they want to, kick off the season ticket sales at that event, have fundraising associated with it. They have this glorified open practice that people call a spring game. And so I get that as well. But whether you're trying to attribute it to poaching players, tampering, people seeing your plays, you really don't have to make up or even have a reason for a head coach to say he doesn't want to have open practice. Coach Prime goes, a long time without having practices open to the public or the press. And other teams do it as well. So I think this notion of we're canceling the spring game, that's more of a fan thing than it is a football mechanic. Because let me tell you what's going to happen the day of the 15th practice for Texas and those schools that are canceling the spring game. They're going to practice. They're not
Yeah.
canceling practice. They're just canceling having an open practice. And I can even see from an administration standpoint some of the logistical stuff that goes along with that, that if your spring game It's not generating revenue. It's not giving you a bump in season ticket sales. It's not giving you a bump of excitement. Just continue to have your regular practice. But when you come to a Deion Sanders, Coach Prime organization, whether it was Jack State or Colorado, the fanfare associated with an open practice, whether it's a spring game or not, the fanfare associated with kicking off season ticket sales or having your spring game televised is worth it on that end. But I can absolutely see why a coach would say, hey, man, this is our 15th final practice. This is the last one we get to August. Cut the cameras off. Let's just roll the ball out. We ain't got time for that. We're trying to do this. And I can see somebody else having the total opposite stance, and they're both exactly right. Because what is the spring game? Practice. In the words of Allen Iverson, we're not talking about the spring game. We're talking about practice.
Talk about practice.
It's
I think
practice.
it's been built up and made into a spring game for the exposure, just the marketing side of it, things like that nature. And like you said, the fans to come out and get a glimpse at the teams. But nowadays, man, with cell phones and things of that nature, a lot of people can record. A lot of coaches will use that to see what the other team may have, try to get an up on the other team, or even see, hey, that player, performed pretty well out there. We got some extra NIL money. Let's go and see if we can poach this guy. So I think there's a lot of different reasons for that, and I think you're exactly right. The practices are going to go on. You can guarantee that.
Oh,
You can
yeah,
guarantee that the practice is going to go on.
They're gonna get them 15 practices and probably try to find a way to get more, but they're gonna definitely get to 15. That will not be canceled. But Chico, what you were just saying and what you said when you were quoting Coach Sarkeesian, I can't argue any of that. If that's how a coach feels, that he has players that if they're seen in that last spring game and the portal opens and then here comes the tampering and the bid war for them, why show what you got? I think R. Kelly said it, if you want your girl, don't bring her around me, because I'm a flirt. So I understand it. I understand it. And I also could see a coach taking his spring game as an opportunity to help guys get somewhere else. Hey, man, I like that kid. We don't have room for him here. Let's get a couple plays toward him so he can get some film and, get up out of here. Man, this thing could go so many different ways. But again, to the fans out there, in the words of the great Allen Iverson, we talk about practice.
And you can also say, hell, some schools might look at it and say, okay, Texas is out. Well, we're going to definitely be in then because there's no eyeballs on them that can be on us. So there's different ways to look at it.
Particularly if you're in that region, if you're trying to get people actually asses in seats. I don't know, how much the television market exists for a lot of spring games to be televised. But I will say this: here's what I expect is going to happen in the future, Chico. In the future, next 4 to 6 years, the NCAA is going to find a way to allow scrimmages against other colleges. So I can see not only having a 15th practice, but I can see having a 16th day that is a scrimmage against another school that may not be in your division or conference, and let those two people work out together like the NFL does in the preseason. I can see that taking place in the future of the NCAA as it relates to bettering competition, growing brands, having more ideas and marketing on the table, that at some point allowing schools to practice or have a spring game against someone else. I could see that happen.
Didn't Coach Prime kind of hint at that either a couple years ago? Was it at Jackson State or at Colorado? He kind of hinted at playing some spring games, against the other squad rather than just beating up on ourselves.
Yeah, he is always like a maverick when it comes to ideas like that. Because here's one thing that he sees, and he sees it differently than most people. Most people take the absence of a rule, meaning that you can't do something. When he sees that something is not a rule, his mind goes to well, why can't we? They haven't said we can't. So show me where it says that we can't have a televised spring game. Boom, Jack State spring game on TV. Show me where it is that we can't host, our workouts for pro day with other schools in the area, no matter the conference, no matter the level that they are. Boom, you look up, you got Alcorn Valley and even a small private school, Mississippi College at Jackson State's pro day. He's always been a guy to just be forward thinking and say, Well, man, let me tell y'all this. One thing you can't say to Deion Sanders and think it's gonna stand is that we've always done it that way. If he said, "Hey, let's consider this. Why are we not doing this?" and you say, "Oh, coach, we've always done it that way," that don't fly. So it's gonna always be a new idea and the envelope being pushed.
It's kind of like what happened with was it the Legacy Bowl, one in Memphis, the Memphis Bowl,
Southern
Heritage Bowl, Southern Heritage Classic. That's right. Goodness gracious, yes. And he came along. He saw that, look at the business side of it, and say, "Oh, I don't care what y'all been doing. What did 5 Heartbeats say? 2 wrongs don't make a right. So 2 wrongs don't make a right, dog. Just because you've been doing it don't mean you continue to do it."
I know one thing you can't do, and that's saying you could tell a lie, but you can't sing.
He ain't lying.
I wonder, can you hold a note?
Dog, you got time for a story?
Oh Lord, here we go. Uncle Neely's story time. Let's go. Let's get it.
Reverend BJ Nelson, you're gonna love this one. Me and my brother were in the youth choir church. You know, you have youth Sunday where the little kids get up there in the choir stand and sing. And you know, when you were a youth choir, y'all in this church, ain't no such thing as bad singing and good singing. It's little kids. Mm-hmm. Well, Lord behold, we get this new musician, and he wanna be for real deal. So we at youth choir practice, and he got us all up there singing. And he go, "Let me hear the first row. Let me hear the second row. All right, let me just hear the boys. Let me just hear the girls." Then he walks over to the organist, and they huddle up. And he come out the huddle, and he looks into the choir stand at these 30 little kids, and he said, "You know what? With Youth Sunday coming up, I think it'd be a good idea if the Neely brothers usher, because we have some kids ushering instead of being in the choir." My brother's like, "Oh man, that'd be cool." I said, "Man, he's saying we can't sing, man. That man just it ain't cool."
Your brother didn't get it, but you got it immediately.
I can take my mom to church right now, and all I do is hold the book. I don't even know my mouth. I'm sorry.
Yo, yeah, straight up. Hey, real quick, I had an 8th grade choir.
Well, I'm part 2 of that story.
Oh, okay. Oh Lord.
Fast forward 30 years. I'm at my aunt's church in a small town, going to taking her to church. You know, being a good nephew.
Yeah.
And I look up. And I said, "Y'all pastor used to be my youth choir director." She said, "He sure did used to direct choirs." Hey man, you know, at the end of the church when you shake people's hands, shake the pastor, I spoiled that joke hand hard as I could, try to break it to his knees.
You wrong. He's trying to break him to his knees.
Oh, I said, "Hey, you know me? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the pastor, man. What are you doing?"
Yeah. All right, pastor. I remember you.
I had a similar moment like that too. 8th grade choir. It was really popular. We had a great choir director. I'd never been a singer or even, musically inclined, but I wanted to be in the choir because they get to travel and they had all the pretty girls in the choir. Yeah. So I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go audition for the choir." I didn't know he was gonna put me on blast in front of everybody and say, "Oh, you want to audition, huh?" You know how the choir directors are. They are a little bit, extra. He said, "You want to audition, huh?" I said, "Yeah, I want to audition." He said,
wait, time out. Wait. Do you sure we want to hear this?
Yeah. We saw good.
What was your like? I don't want your audition to be in no back room or nothing.
No, this was in front of everybody, right next to the piano. They were about to have choir practice. I think I walked in at the wrong time or something. But I walked in while everybody was there looking at me. And he said, "You want to sing?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, sing." I said, "Oh, what am I gonna do? It's time to duck if you buck right now. It's time to fold the back." So I said, "All right." He said, "What song you want to sing?" I said, "Only song I really do." I said, "Boys to Men." Why did I say Boys to Men?
This Negro here.
Well, I started singing. I think about 6 seconds. I saw him. He said, "Be quiet.
Which song
don't say nothing."
Which song the Boys to Men did you pick? It should have been "End of the Road."
How do say goodbye to what we had? Stop. What's wrong? What's wrong? Just go in the back, stand up, and you lip sing. You look good, but you can't sing. Just go stand back there. You lip sing.
So is that why you broke that one at church?
They nigga told me I could lip sing. Just go stand in the back. Don't actually sing though. But you could be a part of the choir if you just be quiet. If you know how to lip sing, you good, Chico. I said, damn.
Chico, is that why you busted that window at church?
I was a little old kid, Unc. Stop bringing that up, Unc. You bring back trauma inside of me every time you bring it up. Do you know the whooping I got for that?
I'm glad Duke.
Do you know the whooping I got for that?
I'm glad Duke's ain't here, but I kind of wish he was, because when you were talking about this audition, I got a little nervous.
Man, come on, dog.
I said,
man,
Chico,
I got a whooping.
Please tell me you ain't go to the choir director house and after hours to sing and try. No, please tell
dog.
me.
That was your experience. You went there to get extra credit.
No, I went to Usher. That's what I did. And I ain't getting nobody in the damn program. I gave every 3 people. Y'all can share it. Y'all sitting next to each other.
He said he gave every 3 people. You had your own Usher rules?
Yeah. You should have put me back here if you didn't want me to do it my way. I'm going to make y'all regret. If y'all regretted having me in the choir, I'm going to make y'all regret having me Usher. Give me the damn program back.
It's my section back here. It's only one paper. There's only one pamphlet for 3 people.
I was charging the VIP. I walk you to your pew for $1. I got a VIP section on my side.
Lord, that's the worst.
I get you some extra communion, some extra crackers.
He's selling sections in church, in the back of the church. You got Uncle Neely's section. He's selling back there, $20 a head.
Jesus turned over the tables of the money changers. I just keep it going.
That was hilarious, Chico. We come for football, where we stay for the stories. Marie S. Oh, now we appreciate you. Bottle service at church. Bottle service of that Welch's grape juice.
Miss Dawn Duncan say, Unc Beneprov. My mama would agree with that. Hey, Dawn Duncan, I got another story for you. Speaking of Beneprov and mamas.
Singing different high notes.
Check this out, Chico. I'm the middle. I'm sorry, not the middle. I'm the youngest of 3 boys, right? And growing up, my mama used to always say,
no, you got your ass whipped.
Had he been born first, I wouldn't have had no more. I was about 13 when I realized that shit wasn't a compliment. I grew up hearing my mama say that. I'd be like, yeah, that's right, because I'm so good, she don't need no more. And then one day I was just sitting around, and you know how you all of a sudden just get intelligence, like when you can solve a math problem for the first time?
It hit you.
And wasn't nobody around, chick. I was by myself, and I went, I said, that ain't no damn compliment. Yeah, mama said, had I been born first, she'd have stopped. It wouldn't have been no more. I've been on the show.
Early this morning, I'm laughing like this. I done heard an R. Kelly reference. Oh my God. Uncle Neely, the one and only. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Diabolical. Drum roll. Unc story time.
I'm gonna get my mom on the show one. I'm gonna get on
I can only imagine, dog. We will be on here rolling.
I'm gonna get on.
Rolling.
She don't want to do. I think if I offer to take her to the casino, she'll do it. You got to bribe mamas nowadays.
Yeah, that's my mama right there too. In the damn casino.
No, you call it the boat. We gotta go to the boat.
Went there one time, saw my mama in the casino. I said, I thought you didn't like cigarette smoke. All it smelled like is cigarette smoke up in here.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I'm on the slot machine. Leave me alone.
Oh, that's what my mama did. One, she got a one-arm bandit. She just sit there, hit that button all night.
Damn, you should have some guns. How much you pulling that damn thing?
Oh, now Renee Rainey with the $4.99. She's here for the entertainment. We like to call it edutainment. You're gonna laugh, but you're gonna learn something too. Like how you learned Chico bust that window at church.
Most definitely. Trauma. Boom, right there. Just hit me again. Another trauma. My grandma whooped us till she got tired. Do you understand what that means?
That's a long whooping.
That's one. My grandma used to go on walks too. So she had a little bit of stamina.
Lady Faye in the house.
All right, we got another story or headline to go over, and yourself
don't mix up the stories and the headlines. This is headline, not a story.
Okay. All right. Well, headlines then.
We try to have a 3 headline to 1 story ratio, y'all, but sometimes it be the other way. They get away from us.
We go back to Texas, the great state of Texas, where everything's bigger in Texas, and Steve Sarkeesian's contract just got a little bit bigger. Pause. As Uncle Neely and Dukes would say. Hell, out in Texas, 50-year-old Sarkeesian, who's 38-17 in his record as a Texas head coach. His contract will extend by 1 year and goes through the 2031 season. And it goes from 10.4 million to 10.8 million with annual raises that will push it to 12.3 million by the final year. What do you think about that great big contract coming out of the state of Texas?
I love it for him, man. God bless him. Well deserved. He's a winning coach, building a winning program with a winning culture. You don't see a lot of BS about his players getting into things that they shouldn't be getting into, and so I love it for him. And one thing I really love is every time the market resets, and because it's much like the NFL or the NBA. My guy, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, hasn't signed an extension. But every time somebody else signs one, you better believe the floor goes up. And so I love when the market gets reset. I would bet you, Chico, that with that being a 1-year extension, Texas may be one of those states, like a lot of states, where there's a limit on how long you can do a state contract. And so every time a year rolls off, you just do a 1-year extension to it. Like in some states, you can't sign a 10-year contract. So
Right.
what you do is do a 9-year contract, and every time a year ends or 2 years in, you just add one to it, do a 1-year extension. So mathematically becomes a 10-year contract. Because when you say just going from 10.4 to 10.8, but with escalators, then that to get them, performance stuff, they can give them to 12. It was probably just a bump up 1-year extension for him and his staff, to get a little bigger piece of pie for the success that they've been having. Hats off to him, loving that market resets. Can't wait to see when Deion Sanders gets one in front of him that he can sign.
Is that like a rising tide lifting all boats right there? Because that floor, that
Yes, it certainly is. Like, sometimes, and this is going to be a bad analogy because I'm going to talk about when players, by on their own performance, don't necessarily meet the metrics for a big pay raise, but their position reset. You see it a lot of times the past 6 years in the quarterback market, the defensive end market, the pass rushing market, the left tackle market, where the next guy up just gets the biggest contract because the current contract becomes the floor, not the ceiling. And so
right.
it doesn't matter what he did before that or what he's actually capable of. He's the next in line, and the next in line gets a bigger piece of the pie. Same thing with coaching. The next in line establishes the floor, but their performance, what they bring to the table, establishes their ceiling. Coach Prime has no ceiling when you try to measure out everything he means and does for Colorado, the state, for Boulder, the community, and CU, the school, the institution. But now, as everybody enters into that $9 million to $10 million floor, then of course his has to be on the low end around that, and then you negotiate up.
Excuse me, kind of like when we saw those quarterbacks getting all that money coming out of the draft, and it just kept getting higher and higher. They had to put a stop on that because you would have seen people getting drafted, getting hundreds of millions of dollars, as soon as they get drafted without playing a damn game.
You might as well get ready for it, Chico, because it's going to happen. The NFL, just bumped up the salary cap this offseason and going to bump it up again next. It won't be long before it's a $300 million salary cap. And you look what's about to happen in the NBA, even with it being down in views, the TV deals that they're signing, you're going to have somebody in the future of the NBA, the next 4 years, going to have $1 billion contract. Now, they may not ever achieve that as far as checks coming to them, but they're going to achieve it as in that's the bottom line on the contract. Look at what baseball is doing. Hell, just the Los Angeles Dodgers and what they're signing people to. When you start factoring in merchandise, ticket sales, and just the golden goose egg of TV revenue, not to mention streaming and all of its rights, the players are going to get their cut of it, and it's going to be astronomical numbers. You look at a LeBron James who, before he played a game of basketball, had already made more money from basketball than Michael Jordan had made from basketball. Now, I'm not talking about Michael Jordan's shoes. I'm not talking about his Nike deal. I'm talking about Michael Jordan's NBA money. Before LeBron James ever played a game, he had made more than Michael Jordan had from basketball because it's the market. It's his turn. It ain't going down, Chico. It's only going up. And you're going to see the same thing for coaches. You're going to have it where baseline coaches' salaries for the Power Four are going to be that 8.5, 9 range. Winners are going to be that 10 and 11. Exceptional coaches like a Deion Sanders, man, they're gonna be around 15 and up.
Yeah.
Just off the market.
Yep. That's what it's in. So, hey, man, hey, I can't wait for it. And it's almost like playing right into Coach Prime's hands. As long as that extension is not there and these other contracts keep coming out, keep getting okay, keep upping the money, like Uncle Neely saying, keep upping that floor, that ceiling is going to keep raising or keep rising, should I say? And hey, we'll take it. We'll hold on until that thing reaches maximum. Before the last time that I could sign final date, and then there it is. I
In
think
the
Coach Prime is in a
words,
great position, man.
in the words of a young Michael Jackson, when he was still with the Jackson
Mhm.
5. A B C. Easy 1, 2, 3. And Neely can't sing. I'm going to
Yeah,
Usher.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna hold back on the
He ain't lying.
Talk about BiggDogg can't sing. Sure,
No, big
I
ball.
could hold. I could hold a note if it's in my
Big
hand.
ball.
If it's on a piece of paper. If it's on a piece of paper, I can hold a note.
Don't nobody want to touch it after that.
Spread that gravy.
No. This man sung "Boys to Men" to audition for the church choir.
He put me on the spot, dog. I ain't know that.
Well, then you grow. You grew. I know you
I'm not
grew
supposed to
up.
sing "Happy Birthday, Happy Birthday."
No, Chico, let me help you out. Chico, I'm trying to help you because you might get a time machine one day and go be able to fix this. So you might have the same opportunity in the future.
Okay.
You grew up black, and you grew up black in the South, and y'all had that big TV that didn't work with the little TV sitting on top of it. I know
Most
this thing, Chico, because we all the same.
Most definitely.
Y'all was watching Showtime at the Apollo on Saturday nights. Y'all gathered around the TV, and no matter how bad you was as a singer, if you sang something about the Lord, the Sandman ain't gonna come and get you. They're not
Damn,
gonna
you ain't
boo you.
lying about that.
They're
You
not
got
gonna
me.
boo you, Chico. They gonna now they ain't finna chill, and you ain't gonna win, but they ain't gonna give you the hooks if you sing about the Lord. You went out there singing about a girl leaving you when
How
you could have
do
been
I
singing, "Please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet," and they would at least let you finish the damn song.
should have just added the Lord up in there, like you said. How do I say goodbye to the Lord? Yes, sir. It would have been all right. Chico, you're gone too far now, Biggs. Just go in the back, stand up, don't say anything.
Your choir director would have said something between Bumbleclot and Oh Now,
It's somewhere in the middle.
which is probably the initials TN, and the first word is this.
Let not. You silly man. Let me ask you. Let me ask,
I tell you what.
let me ask this question to the chat and to you, Uncle Neely. What songs would you have sung out there in the chat if you were auditioning for choir in the 7th or 8th grade? What song would you have sung?
Please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet.
That's the church thing. I grew up. Here's another. I grew up in a Catholic church. All of our songs were. You ain't clapping, you ain't shouting, you ain't singing. It's
I ain't no Catholic
our
church, I ain't no choir. All y'all do is sit up and get up and stand a whole bunch of times. Like, you're like, man, y'all move too
it
much for me.
it is an exercise. You got to stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, kneel, stand up, sit down, kneel, stand up. I was like, damn.
What, dog? How you singing to get in the Catholic church choir, but then go over to the Baptist church and
No,
bust
no,
that
no.
window?
Damn.
What kind of dude is you, man?
Keep bringing up this trauma, man. You don't understand that whooping I got, dog. You do not understand the whooping I got for that right there. That church is in our backyard, basically. We didn't attend that church per se,
Oh,
but
clearly you do. You ain't gonna bust the window at your own church.
so now I need to go back down to Selma as a grown ass man and go bust out one of my Catholic Catholic churches
No, I'm not
windows.
saying that, but you need to make some restitution. Ass whooping is not restitution. Ass whooping is punishment. You never made it right. You never
And
made it even. You never paid for the window.
Reverend Strong, more donations coming from Big Dog Chico. Definitely too.
More. We don't need more.
Yes.
We just need something to start. Like you.
I told you I started already. I just need to do more. I need to do a lot more. That window probably costs a lot of money.
Renee Rainer said that explains it. Like there it is. Right there.
Oh, how I love Jesus. Ain't nobody putting Jesus on ushering. Did you have to wear those white gloves when you used to usher?
Oh no. But see, we didn't. But here what I did. I went and got me one. But I couldn't find but one. So I kept the other hand in my pocket. And I just went right there with that white glove, Chico.
Man, I heard it all, dog. He didn't want to stand out. He wanted to stand out and make himself different from all the other ushers. So he went to purchase some white gloves.
No.
Rewind.
I wanted to be in the choir with the 30 other people. Y'all pulled me out the choir. So this is what y'all finna get. You had left me alone, then people would have got programmed. They wouldn't have got charged for seating up front. They would have got just the grape juice they needed and not no bread taken away. But no, y'all don't want me to sing. It's a cost of doing business.
He got the bread in his pocket like some change, shaking him up in his pocket, passing him out to folks.
Hey, who want that communion? You got that communion?
Got that communion going.
Who want that communion?
Shaking them like dice.
Death Row got them spider bags. Who want that communion?
Gotta put something in that building fund. Usher board meeting.
It's Don Duncan. That window still broke. That window still boarded up a cardboard.
Travel fund. Choir practice. Youth choir.
First thing is the guy said he only wanted to be in the choir to holler at the little girls. So I mean, we already dealing with Satan right there.
Already. Bad as the devil. Boy, I tell you, Mr. Tuck, R.I.P. to him. He was a great choir director, but he was mean as a snake, boy.
Y'all used to have practice at his house one-on-one?
No, I heard he already had a little roommate there. No, I'm not gonna put no dirt on that man's name. I was about to say a roommate name.
No, Chico, no.
CD Neely.
No, Chico. No.
Where Dukes at? Dukes is recovering from his eczema. He said he's putting on some good old calamine lotion right now. So shout out to my dog Dukes.
Dukes texts while we've been on.
He said, "Boy, I just woke up, man. That calamine lotion put me out." I told Dukes, come on in.
Man, Dukes ain't about that business today.
Calamine lotion got him. Putting it all over his body, make sure he's straight.
All right, Chico,
before we
headline time, we ran 4 stories.
One more headline, guys. One more headline we have for today, and it's something that you and Dukes discussed previously, and that is a report coming out saying that 2025 draft class has 0 passers with a true first round grade. Unbelievable. 0 passers.
Come on now, dog.
Man, please. You got Shedeur Sanders, the all-time leader in completion percentage in college football history in the draft, along with his training partner, Cam Ward from the University of Miami, who's done his thing at multiple different colleges, and who's right there, 1A, 1B quarterback with Shedeur Sanders. How could they say that these 2 quarterbacks all of a sudden don't have a first-round grade when the eye test says it's obvious?
You know, Chico, I'm going to speak on that, but I want to call your attention to something. Make sure that we flag Keisha and Love comment about selling the candy and stealing the money, because we're going to close out the show, discuss that. Like, make sure that comment does not slip by before we get out there, because I got to learn more about that. Now, as far as this 2025 class go, I read that article, and the guy was saying that although there will be quarterbacks drafted in the first round, he didn't see a first-round graded quarterback, and that included Cam and Shedeur. And I'm just calling BS, man. When you look at what Cam Ward has been able to do, putting up points, putting up touchdowns, leading his team to a bowl game, the style and fashion, the leadership style that he does it with. You look at Shedeur Sanders, Golden Arm Johnny Unitas Award winner, leading not the nation, not the school, not his conference, not this year, not since he's been playing football. Since they have been keeping statistics, he has the highest pass completion record in NCAA history. And you're going to tell me that these 2 brothers are not worthy of being picked by a franchise in the first round from a grade standpoint. I'm going to call BS on it. I'm going to call hate on it. And I also think that there's a degree of white privilege being uncomfortable. that here are two emerging young black quarterbacks who are the future of the NFL, and the emergence of the black quarterback continues. Was just in New York this past year, with Jalen Hurts and Michael Vick, when Smack Entertainment produced a documentary, talking about the black quarterback and the history of what they had to go through and fight in the NFL to get what we now are beginning to see as commonplace. But you still run into BS like this, where someone's out there saying, watering down their draft stock, watering down their potential by saying that neither one of these quarterbacks are worthy of a first round grade. You saw the same thing with Jalen Hurts. When he got benched at Alabama, came back in the game, won it for him, transferred to Oklahoma, gets drafted. They say, well, he'll just be a second stringer. He's going to be a good support quarterback, gets the starting job at Philadelphia Eagles, and has gone to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, winning one of them. This is the guy that they said wasn't going to be able to play in the NFL, be a starting NFL. And now you got this same crap again, toward Shador Short, toward Cam Ward. Shout out to Select QB, Daryl down there in Houston, Texas, training both of them. I just think it's crap, man. It's like it almost is so insane. Like, how does a guy even fix his hands to type that in an article? Or what is his mindset where he can even believe that's possible? That the Johnny Unitas Award winner, Shador Sanders, the leader in completion percentage in NCAA history, is not worthy of a first round grade. It's BS.
Crazy. And that came from ESPN reporter, I think his name was Matt Miller. Shout out to Matt Miller doing this thing and saying that. But I think you're totally wrong on that one, Big Dog. You feel me? If you've played football, watched football for long enough, you see, and you know good and damn well, or good and hell damn well, as Steve Harvey would say, those guys are top 32 players in this draft, and they have a first round grade no matter what draft I think that you put them in.
I agree with that, Chico. And I guess he saw your response coming, because in the meat of his article, he talked about that, hey, y'all, there are 32 teams with a first round pick, but that doesn't mean everybody gets picked is a first round grade. The grading is different. And so that's going to be his response to what you said. And even let's call him for the sake of giving him one, Chico, even though you're absolutely right. Let's say he wins that argument that all 32 people picked in the first round doesn't mean all 32 people are first round graded out. It's kind of like people who become all-stars in college but weren't 5 stars on the recruitment circuit. I'm going to let you have that one. But what you're not going to do is say ain't no quarterbacks in the draft this year that should have a first round grade, because you're particularly talking about Shador Sanders and Cam Ward. And when I watched both of them play, one of them I've had a front seat to watch play for 4 years. You are out your mind if you think they're not worthy of a first round grade and all the boxes you have to check to be graded as a first round pick. They absolutely are, which is why both of them are going to be picked in the first round in the top 5.
Absolutely. I think you put it down exceptionally well, perfectly, should I say, because it's simple, man. And like you said, the argument was just because you get drafted in the 32 picks doesn't mean that you have a first round grade. I think, though, no matter what class you put these guys in and you grade them, is a first round, they're first round picks. I don't, that's just me. That's just what I'm saying. Look at the stats and look at the eye test. And I would say that these guys are first round picks. So y'all let us know in the chat what you think upon this right now. I did see.
Reed said whoever said it is on booger sugar. That's
right. That's what
that's that Sugar Hill. That Smack.
You ain't lying.
He said that Smack. Man.
Look.
That's late 80s right there, baby.
Food is heroin, but you get the hood is heroin. Man, he on that heroin.
Or that dog food.
That I disappear.
Damn. Matt Miller went to Chat GPT and put it on Haters City. Shout out to Jermaine King. Appreciate that.
Hey, Chico. I'm gonna do another thing like we do in the hood. I'm gonna drop off the JER. Maine King. That was a good one, Maine King. Ain't no Jermaine.
Valerie, my cousin Cleveland. Oh, now she said it's clickbait. Most definitely. Let's go back to the comment that we start, and that is Keisha in love. What'd you say? You sold candy for the church? And I used the candy money at our school field trip field trip. Trauma. I had to pick a switch, got beat. I had to stand up at church and apologize.
Dog.
That had to be embarrassing, dog.
I told my mom.
That had to be embarrassing.
Hey, look, I'm gonna stand and apologize, and you gonna whoop his ass. You ain't getting both. I ain't doing both.
You've been negotiating for a long goddamn time.
Hey, mom, I ain't doing both now. You even whoop my ass and make me stand up there.
I'm gonna run up out of church. You're going to catch me out of church.
Yeah.
You got to catch me. I'm not just gonna stand up here and take this whooping. It's gonna be
I
a
want to
dog.
break this thing down there because clearly this was a fundraiser for the church. The church supplied the candy. She sold candy for the church. She sold said candy, and the money from the candy she put in her pocket to go on a field trip for the school instead of turning it into the church. Got her ass whooped, to which she had to go pick the weapon. She had to go pick the switch. Got beat and had to stand up in front of the church and apologize. Reverend B.J. Nelson, how would you have handled that at your church, Reverend B.J. Nelson?
If you're in the middle of a sermon and you see this little girl over there standing up, or matter of fact, the mama said, "Hold on, Rev. Lil Keisha got something to say." You have to stand up. I sold the candy and I kept the money.
You know what it remind me of?
What happened?
It remind me of when Ruby D asked her about the TV, and he just had to say, "Mama, I smoked the TV."
Yeah.
Gator smoked the TV. Keisha stood in front of church, did the Gator dance. She did the Gator dance. She said, "I smoked the candy, church. I smoked the candy. I smoked the candy."
Oh, Mama Ruby D was so disappointed in Samuel right there. She was so disappointed when he said, "I smoked the TV." He couldn't lie no longer. Man. Well, people, jump up to this nonstop turn and twist. Lot of its mercy. Bomba clot. For all my people watching. This is the morning run where you can find us each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning talking the latest and greatest in sports, entertainment, and culture with myself, Big Dog Chico, Uncle Neely, and Dukes the Scoop when the eczema is not flaring up. So, any comments? I see Keisha in Love says she rolling. Miss Dawn Duncan up in this thing. Uncle Neely, what are you going to leave us with on this great Aloha Friday?
This has been a great discussion. Nice headlines, nice stories. I love the chat. Love y'all participation. Shout out to Deuce and Scoops in his absence. Shout out to Big Dog Chico. Y'all remember to like and subscribe to all three of these platforms. We'll be back live Sunday night with Unc and Chico. Then, of course, Monday, Wednesday, Friday of next week, it'll be the morning run. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Chico, you ready?
Shout out to everybody in the chat.
The church money. I smoked the church money. I smoked the church money. I smoked the church money.
That's going to be a gift. That's going to be one of those GIF things. What do you call it? Gifts? Keep doing it.
I smoked the church money.
Keep doing it.
I smoked the church money. I smoked the church money. She was doing the Gator.
Make sure y'all grab y'all beanie on the way out. Get you one from GoonsvilleClothing.com. Make sure y'all hit the website right now where you're waiting on. Get you one while you can. GoonsvilleClothing.com. Use our code UncandChico 2025 for 10% off at checkout. You on the dig? Also, if you have a business or something that you would like to promote or have us to read off, put your logo, your company, brand, or website, whatever it is, on our platform, and also do our read-offs. Let us know. Hit us up on the inbox or at Uncle Neely at thepregameshow.com, and we can get you right here as a presenting or advertising sponsor, just like lawswhiskeyhouse.com, where you can use the code BUSPREGAME10 for 10% off at checkout right now and get you some of that good old Laws Whiskey House like you've seen Uncle Neely enjoying right here on the show. Right, Uncle Neely?
That's exactly right. I wish I had brought a bottle back with me. I can't wait to get back to Boulder and get one on my stash. Keisha in Love, we're going to tell you, like we always tell Chico.
Like we always do at this time.
Put the shovel down. Stop. You're not making the story no better. Now she's saying I was 9. and my grandma, mother church had me selling the candy, but did give me a cut, so I took it. It's still stealing. Stop. Stop it. I smoked the church money. I smoked the church money.
Did you just throw your grandma under the bus, or
Threw my grandmama under the bus. Stop it, Keisha in love. Stop it.
Keisha in love? Oh, now facebyjazz.com. Get your beard game right. Uncle Neely's beard oil. Get you some right now. If you haven't already, go there. And isn't there a code now, Unc? Did I leave the code out?
Yeah, there is a code. UNK. Use the code UNC and get 15% off. That's exactly right, Chico. Facebyjazz.com. Uncle Neely's beard oil. For a limited time, use the code UNK. We're going to take 15% off. And guess what we're going to do with that 15% off?
What you want to do? We're going to smoke
the 15%. We're going to smoke the 15%. We're going to smoke the 15%. We're going to smoke
10% off at checkout for MDJ Original, mdjoriginal.com. Get you some of the original and custom CU and other colleges and universities gear out there. I love the quality of the work. So y'all make sure y'all check it out right now, mdjoriginal.com, and get you some. Shout out to Reverend BJ Nelson, who said, what he said, I would have told her to take her to the ladies' room and handle that. Not in service, although we would have heard the holler. Renee Rainey said,
because I done got my ass whooped in the men's bathroom and women's bathroom at church. And I tried to make sure everybody heard it. I wanted to embarrass my mom. Like, I ain't walking back in there.
I bet you was a big old tall kid too. You was never a little old kid, huh?
Man, I was.
Where you hit your growth spurt?
I was born circumcised, Chico. I was born ready.
Lord have mercy.
Always be ready.
Dudes need to get an allergy test. Grab a video. Let me see. That damn Neely. You ain't lying, boy. You ain't lying. One of a kind. What you did with the church money?
I spoke the church money. I spoke the church money.
Lord have mercy. Y'all know what to do. Get in the chat and let us know once again where you're checking in from. Until next time, Unc and Chico, the morning run. We're going to be up and about this thing. And y'all know what to do, man. Join us next week. When we come back, Unc, Sunday night?
Sunday night. We take Saturdays off because we got to go smoke the church money. We'll be back Sunday night. And then Tuesday night, me and Dukes with You Tell Me. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is morning somewhere for the morning run. Like
Renee Rainey said, Chico, morning only applies to you. Well, it's all good. It's morning somewhere else on this earth too. But yeah, get your morning run in with us. Big Dog Chico, Uncle Neely, Dukes Scoop. Until next time, we're going to be up and about this thing. I like to leave like this. Peace in the Middle East.